Hello, it's 11 o'clock, it's 80 degrees and sunny and windy here on Site B on a small island of Costa Rica, or Ventura, whichever you prefer. It's gorgeous. It's the kind of weather I absolutely love, except my head. Anytime the weather changes, my head. It's just repetitive tension migraine syndrome. Just something I live with, but if I had a choice, I'd choose this. Until it gets muggy. Anyways, it's time for another episode of Why Is This a Thing? I should start numbering these. Really, I should. Because I do so many of them. Why is this a thing? And today's Why Is This a Thing is rule of cool versus rule of law. Should a GM be allowed to fudge? Should a player be allowed to fudge? I'm not sure how fudging compares to cheating, because no, players should not be allowed to cheat. And if they get caught cheating, you should have a talk with them. And if they still cheat, kick them to the curb. Should a GM cheat? You don't have to. You literally do not have to cheat. You're the game master. You could change shit as it goes. Oh, I just wrote a 20-page encounter. Oh, they're going someplace else. I'm not going to get upset. I'm just going to change the encounter so when they end up where they're going, I can still use it because I'm the DM. They don't know. Oh, I think my monster isn't as tough as I thought it could be. I could cheat and just say, oh no, I changed the dice roll and hit you. But why? I'm the DM. Okay, that monster wasn't tough enough. Lesson learned. I'll make another one. It has a friend that is tougher. I don't need to cheat. I'm the DM. I have infinite access to infinite things that I could use to change the game. Oh, my players are cheating because they're using feats and skills and spells and stuff. You have the same feats and spells and skills and stuff. They're not cheating. They're taking advantage of the rules as written. That's not cheating. Oh no, they have lucky. They have inspiration. They have blessed spells. So do you. So do you. If there's somebody in the back of the party tossing blessed spells and giving the Barbarain inspiration and what have you, why isn't there somebody in the back of the party of your bad guys doing the exact same thing? You literally have the same shit they do, and you have an infinite amount. The rule of attrition says you're gonna win. You don't need to cheat. You don't need fudge points or negative karma pools or negative bolts or all the other things that have been used to punish players. You don't need to punish them because you don't need to cheat. You don't need to fudge the rules. It's your game. Make shit up. Who cares? They're never going to know. And if they do catch you, you can talk about it. You can have a session about it. You can just go, okay, well, I was just trying to make things a little tougher. Lesson learned. I mean, who cares? It's a game. Obviously, if players cheat, then yeah. But really, players have so many ways to cheat the rules of physics that why? What? Why? I mean, you don't get anything for cheating in D&D. There's no prize. If you cheat at a game of poker, it's because you're hoping, A, you don't get caught, and B, you win the prize, which could be, $5, $1,000, $10 million. There is a tangible reward at the end of the risk of cheating at poker if you don't get caught. Huh? Told you. Allergies. It's beginning, man. Spring. If you cheat at D&D, you don't get anything. There's no pot of $10,000 to take home. So why cheat, players? There's no reason. Rule of cool, on the other hand. What the fuck? I mean, rule of cool's been around since day one. Rule of cool was just, well, there's no rules for that, but it makes sense. I don't see why not. I attribute rule of cool to the Microsoft Flight Simulator scenario. We all know this one. I'm stuck in a plane. A plane's about to crash. I don't know how to fly a plane. But I've played Microsoft Flight Simulator, so if my choice is between sitting here and doing nothing or fiddling with the controls in front of me and maybe, God willing, I actually manage to pull something off, I'm choosing option 2. I'm going to try and land the plane even if I don't know how to land the plane. That's rule of cool. I'm going to try shit because there's no rules to technically saying I can't. And that's how Rule of Cool started. Is this something cool I can do? There's no real rule for it, but it seems like something my character could do. Patrick Ruffalus in the Acquisition Incorporated, his character Viri, is notorious for doing things that technically there weren't rules for, but, it made sense, so they just ran with it until it became a thing, until it became a meme, until Christopher Perkins was, fine, Patrick, what other laws of physics do you want to try and break today? But it always came down to Rule of Cool and dice rolls. My example for when I used Rule of Cool was about 2 years ago. I'm running a game of 5e for some introductory players, so I'm very fast and loose. I'm just wanting them to get used to how the game works and the stuff like that. I've got a young female playing a female barbarian. Gasp! A female player playing a female barbarian? So she wanted to do a thing where she could jump on one bad guy and then leap from the bad guy to the next bad guy and sort of do the Mario thing. It's like, oh, so like Mario, right? Land on a mushroom, jump, land on the next mushroom. She was like, yeah. And I was like, do you think there's enough room in this cave to do it? And she's like, would I have any way of knowing that as a barbarian? And I was like, yeah, probably not. It seems like a good idea to you. You're raging. Go for it. I'm going to give you an athletics check. And then the next one's going to be slightly harder. Are you okay with that? Sure. I mean, yeah, there's no rule for it. Yeah, in hindsight, it seems kind of silly. Is it the thing a barbarian would have done? I don't know. Did it get her to play and invest and have a good time and be all, yes! Yes, it did. So that's really all that matters. There's no rule against it. Didn't really change the outcome of the fight that much because the amount of damage she was going to do is negligible. But you know what? Fine, whatever. Rule of cool. So she leapt on the first one. She made the athletics check. It's like, you leap, land, feet on shoulders, scrush him down under your weight. You leap to the next one. He takes, I don't know, a D4 plus whatever. So she rolls a D4. She's happy. She makes a second roll, lands on the second one. I'm like, okay, the difficulty was a little bit harder. So now you can do a D4 plus 1 because you're getting momentum. So she's a D4 plus 1, makes the third leap, fails. I say, okay, you overestimated. You hit your head on the roof, collapse, face plant, slide, you take a point of damage. On your next action, you can use, half your move to stand up and, I don't know, attack the guy next to you. And she's like, great, that was fun, oh yeah. And that was her thing for the 2 or 3 games we played. If there was a line of guys lined up, she would be like, can I do my thing? And that became like her signature thing. And sadly, after 3 games, her schedule changed and she couldn't come play anymore. But, it was a perfect example of Rule of Cool. There was no rule for it. There was nothing saying she could. There was nothing saying she really couldn't. Did it make sense? Probably not. Was it silly? Yes. Was it fun? Absolutely. Does it hurt anybody that I allowed her to do that, even though it's strictly not in the rules? No. Was it gonzo and over the top, which is the way I run D&D anyways? Yes. Did she have fun? Yes. Did I have fun? Yes. Did everybody else at the table cheer her on and want her to succeed? Yes. Did it change the outcome of the fight? Not really. In fact, it placed her in more dangerous situations because she kept jumping into the middle of the bad guys. And inevitably, she was going to fail. But Rule of Cool, over cheating. She didn't need to cheat. Now, cheating in the game's been around since day one. There are literally spells and magic items and things that let you alter the rules of physics. Halflings in 5e have Lucky. Lucky says, if I miss a roll, I get to roll again and take the next roll. Probability says the next roll's not going to be a 1. How did you avoid that lava that just hit you? I don't know. Wizards have shield spell as a reaction spell now. So literally they can get hit by the arrow, cast shield spell, rewrite the laws of physics. So now that never happened and the arrow bounces off the shield because it's a reaction to them getting hit. That makes no sense whatsoever. That's literally not how reality works. But it's magic. It's D&D, so no one cares. Now, there's a big difference between that type of cheating and out, oh, I rolled a 17. Because I've seen players do that, and I'm like, dude, we know you're cheating. Roll it in the box. Roll it in the box, And if you catch them cheating too, it's like, dude, If I catch you again, you're out. And if they do it again, it's like, dude, you're out. I'm sorry. Go. And I'm going to tell every other DM I know. Not sponsored by Pepsi. Sponsor me, Pepsi. I will sell out. I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know why people are posting videos about fudging and rule of cools. There are far more important things to discuss about our hobby right now than rule of cool. Who cares? Are you having fun playing your game? Who cares? Are you hurting anybody else by the way you play your game? Probably not. So again, who cares? But it's the thing, and it's news, and I apparently am supposed to talk about news, even if it's dumb news. Till next time, I am your guide to all things wobbly camera, the OGGM. Eventually I'll get this camera right. See ya. Rule of cool, cheating. Jesus, come up with something better.